Greetings. Here we are, DRS10. I just kind of felt like it was time, finally. Took a while. Took a long while. Basking in the in the peace and quiet of DRS9 for far too long. But yes, for starters, before we get into anything, typical setup for me, except I've moved away from suspend, because, again, never really used suspend all that much. We went for leap and rocket drone. Makes clearing easier, but it can lead to some troubles and doesn't always work, but when it works really well. And of course, the typical vengeance ship. Now, one thing I didn't notice, okay, I did know, but I wanted to do this before my Solitude got to level 13, but oh well, it happened to be that way. So, but yeah, that's my ships, right? Now, my plan has changed quite a lot here. Normally, I would take the Vengeance ship and clear out a filler sector just to get its hull low and vengeance the destroyers, but I've noticed, because this isn't my first DRS10, I've looked at some of the other ones, the other spawns. It seems doing that is not ideal, not because of the increased amount of Serbs or anything like that, no. It's really because there's a lot more just bombers everywhere. And especially bombers inside the filler sectors themselves. So I decided to move away from that plan and decided to go with a more DRS11 strategy of just letting the planets fully spawn, right? So, and because I'm doing that, the brawlers are free to do what they usually do later on, which is clear out adjacent bombers. And yeah, it seems to work rather well. Just clearing out bombers in general. Bombers and destroyers are the two things that kill you in Dark Red Star. I mean, aside from ghosts that happen to sneak up on you, but we won't count that. And these two planets happen to be level 8. If they were level 9, they would have storms around them. And something that I do in Dark Red Star 11, when I'm clearing the star for the Red Star event, I usually have my vengeance ship just sitting on a sector with storms, because it'll just kill them without me having to look at them, right? Which is what I try to do here, because the storms are going to be kind of annoying to deal with later on, but couldn't quite get to it, right? So I let the destroyer spawn. Sadly, there was no asteroid near this destroyer before it hit the planet. And I couldn't do it in the planet because of the Phoenix shield. So that one had to reach its destination first because I couldn't get to it. But this is kind of the plan I was going to go for, right? Since I'm not really using EMP in the beginning, unless I have to, I can use it to EMP the destroyers and kill them with impunity. And, or, you know, two of the destroyers. And then the third destroyer will get hit with vengeance, and, well, that'll be that. Yeah, that is quite nasty, though. It got double Phoenix spawns with storms, and also all the other friends as well. Yeah, you don't get that in Dark Red Star 11. You get an easy-to-kill Hydra, a Phoenix, a Colossus, and a bunch of small Serbs. It's really not that hard. Here you get storms and double Phoenix. It kind of rough, but you know, I was kind of relying on the fact that I have leap. You know, that's what I was waiting on, really, just to get my leap up. And even though my leap upgraded a while ago, you know, Take some time. But yeah, I'm just clearing out some sectors, trying to plan things out, because this is kind of the first actual attempt. My other DRS10 runs were just kind of test runs, just clearing a few things out, but not really clearing space for the civilians and all that. Jumped onto here with the Vengeance. Now, I could have Vengeance between the two planets, but this was a test run. I know that this adjacent planet spawn is not guaranteed, so I wanted to make sure I could actually take one of these planets out with Leap and not Vengeance. The one planet was definitely going to be dedicated to a Vengeance. And if I happen to mess up a lot and find myself in a bind, I can save that second Vengeance for the other planet if I need to, but that's more of a backup plan. I want to make sure I can actually take these out, right? So I cleared all that out. Trying to clear off this thing. Now, I should have led this Phoenix down here because the destroyer was on top of the planet, or above the planet, I should say. So if the Phoenix was down here, like where this Guardian was, it would not be under the Phoenix shield. And I could have lured it by going to this asteroid, but oh well. It EMP'd it, moved out of the way just before it hit me, so wasn't really much of a risk there. And it's gonna let that sector handle itself. Gotta leave because Phoenixes are annoyingly tanky. Yeah, so far not that bad. Got these civilians in. I'm letting the Vengeance ship guard them because I'm only planning to use Vengeance once, so it's going to be mostly on civilian defense. And because level 10 arts are heavier, I can cargo repair that ship if need be from all the ghosts and the interceptors. I did kind of gloss over that. My mistake. Let me get back to that part. Realistically, what I was trying to do was the same thing I've been trying to do with the brawlers, which is to take out that dark bomber. Really, and I did succeed. I suppose the intention was twofold: take out the bomber and also do some damage, knock out the shield and all that, so I can EMP it later. I believe. But yeah, see, that's not really a good spot. Preferably all these Serbs would be outside of the shield, because the one thing I've been doing in Dark Star 11 is luring the Phoenix away from the other Serbs and leaping onto the other Serbs so they'd all get killed by leap without being under the Phoenix shield. Because, the Phoenix shield makes area damage kind of random. So, got rocket drone when the coast was clear. Leaped onto here. Yeah, you see, doesn't quite break the Phoenix shield entirely. Hit it with EMP. Sit there for a second, but mainly just want to kill the bomber. And also just, a free storm kill as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do, so I booked it out of the sector before the ghost showed up. I didn't see those ghosts initially, that's why it took a while for me to move, but yeah. And that's kind of it. From here, it is just loading and art boosting and defending. Of course, ghosts and interceptors don't play by the rules in DRS10. They tend to just do what they want to do. So they be spawning not in the planet sectors, and also they spawn in the hydrogen sectors, which I did know they they do that. I just it's still harrowing. Can you tell that I haven't slept yet? Good Lord. I hope I am mostly coherent with the words I'm saying. But yeah, just clearing things out. Start mining the asteroids there. Just a lot of civilian stuff for now. Keeping an eye on the ghosts, keeping an eye on the interceptors, leaping on the double Phoenix and EMP because it's easy. Also, the EMP and the rocket drone, good combination. At least for my rocket drone. My rocket drone hits for 8,000. Yeah, 8,000 explosion damage. Um, so yeah, EMPing a couple of Phoenixes with that speeds up the killing quite a lot. Uh, so yeah, from there, it's not that bad. I will say, yeah, having to deal with this was, quite a new experience. Um, I will try to explain things a bit better. However, there is no method to the madness, which is kind of what I like here. Because doing solo DRS9 became very formulaic. I had a pattern that always worked. And, after a couple months, it just kind of got old. But here, I had to improvise entirely throughout the entire run. Like, I didn't really have a plan. Okay, I did have a kind of a plan, just knock out the bombers and then try to deal with the destroyers as quick as possible. But outside of that, it's just do what I can. Try to think of things on the fly, and yeah, that's kind of what it is. And basically, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a nice change of pace. And luckily, the hydrogen cost is really not that much more than DRS9. It's like 4,000 or 5,000 more hydrogen to jump everything in. Not that bad at all. It's a lot better than what I could say for DRS11, which I am confident I could do because DRS11 is not that bad at all. It just costs like 4 times the hydrogen to jump everything in, and I don't have that, but it's all right. So yeah, I guess this is kind of it. I have a new drug I can turn to. Of course, I can always go back to DRS9 when I'm tired and lethargic and all that. So, hooray for options! But yeah, I am rambling badly. Uh, I guess I will see you around. I will record more of these. Fret not. Perhaps with more cohesion and maybe even a better uh, plan. Uh, anyway, ta ta for now.